Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning after an hours-long shutdown, Facebook is back up and running again. Now, lawmakers on Capitol Hill are preparing to scrutinize the company's immense power.
Outside with live cam, I walked out the door this morning. There was a nice breeze, and I could tell it was cooler out there. As a matter of fact, at last check, 62 degrees out at the airport. We'll talk to Mike in a moment. Good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, October 5th, and I don't know if you've met Stephanie yet, but she's back. She was out for a nice long weekend. Good to have you back.
Thank you. Good to be back.
How was your weekend?
It was very nice. We celebrated my daughter's birthday, which is actually today, but we celebrated over the weekend, and she had a good time.
Happy birthday, Rooney.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, she's sound asleep right now.
Oh, yeah, I figured
For
she
sure.
would be. Well, it's good to have you back home here on the morning show. Mike is here now, and Mike, very nice start to the day.
It's really, you open up that door, it's just like, ooh.
Ooh,
yeah.
It is kind of an ooh morning.
Yeah, it's not, just a little bit of crispness, I guess. Is that a word? It is now. Yeah, we got lots of clear skies out there. Really dry air. 62 here in town, mid-50s hill country, 65 up the road at Canyon Lake. And these numbers are low dew point temperatures, 40s and 50s. And that's what's allowing. We don't have any cloud cover. We don't really have any wind to speak of. And this relatively dry air. And so that's what's allowing temperatures to drop down. And then on the flip side, of course, dry air heats up easily, so we gain 30 degrees throughout the day. Fall elm is high, mold moderate, ragweed is on the low side, and we'll continue to drop down a few more degrees in the next couple of hours. In the hill country, may need a light jacket, sweatshirt for the kids. Sure won't need it this afternoon. Sunny. It is going to be on the warm side, though. About 4, almost 5 degrees above normal. That's going to be the situation the rest of the week. Nice mornings on the coolish side. High temperatures on the warmish side, but still low humidity. Does it last into the weekend? Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Mark?
Much, Mike. Now to the new details on the massive outage around the globe affecting some 3 billion people on social media. We're learning more about what caused Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp to go down for many hours yesterday.
All of this happening as Facebook is accused of inciting violence leading up to January's attack on the U.S. Capitol. Today, the whistleblower making those claims is scheduled to testify on Capitol Hill. ABC's Mona Abdi has more.
A crippling outage at Facebook is highlighting our dependence on the social media giant as lawmakers on Capitol Hill today prepare to scrutinize the company's immense power.
None of it works, and that is that's pretty unusual for a company of this scale.
Users were unable to access Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp for more than 6 hours Monday, causing chaos for people who conduct business on the Facebook-owned apps. The outage could cost the company more than $70 million. On Wall Street, Facebook stocks falling 5% in just a few hours, personally costing CEO Mark Zuckerberg more than $6 billion. As Facebook came back online last night, Zuckerberg posted, quote, "Sorry for the disruption. I know how much you rely on our services to stay connected with the people you care about." This all coming as a former Facebook manager testifies before a Senate committee today. Whistleblower Frances Haugen admits leaking thousands of pages of internal documents. She says Facebook's own research shows the company amplifies hate and spreads misinformation and political unrest for profit.
Facebook has realized that if they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site, they'll click on less ads, they'll make less money.
In her opening remarks, Haugen will reportedly tell senators, quote, "Almost no one outside of Facebook knows what happens inside Facebook."
This whistleblower is one gutsy, smart, strong woman.
Haugen's testimony and Monday's Facebook outage have not been linked. Facebook says no user data was compromised during this disruption. Mona Abdi, ABC News, New York.
This morning, the U.S. is starting to turn the corner on the coronavirus pandemic with hospitalizations and new cases trending down. However, kids are making up a quarter of all new cases. Right now, records show that the daily death toll stands at about 1,500, which is still nearly 8 times higher than in mid-July. Meanwhile, more vaccine mandates are kicking in across the country. The Pentagon, the latest employer to announce that all of its civilian employees must be fully vaccinated by mid-November. Also, the CDC says guidance for holiday gatherings will be coming out very soon.
Capitol Hill security forces will now be able to anonymously report problems about potential wrongdoing directly to the House committee. House security employees and Capitol police officers can now use an online form for anonymous tips. It comes after several officers spoke out about a lack of preparedness, their disappointment in leadership, and friction with members of Congress and their staff members. This is all in the wake of the January 6th insurrection at the U.S. Capitol. Several reports into the incident revealed valuable information about those security failings.
Well, we finally have a winner. A single ticket has matched all 6 numbers to win last night's big Powerball. The jackpot was nearly $700 million. The single winning ticket was sold in California. 6 other tickets matched 5 balls and will get prizes worth $1 to $2 million. 2 people in Texas matched 4 out of the 5 numbers with a Powerball and will get $100,000. The lucky ticket holder in California can choose to get the money gradually in payments over 29 years or take the lump sum cash option of $496 million. The huge payout comes after 40 weeks without a grand prize winner. And we have those numbers coming up for you shortly.
Oh my goodness, that's crazy.
That's a ton of money. 435, about 63 degrees.
And still ahead, if you're needing a new computer, why a good old desktop PC might be the best way to go right now, especially if you're working from home.
And the Spurs off to a good start. We have highlights of last night's preseason opener, which wound up being a win.
And we're also off to a great start weather-wise. It is nice out there, nice and cool, 63 degrees. We'll check in with Mike to see what we can expect for the rest of your day.
Welcome back. Time for a look at morning sports, and we're talking Spurs today. Olympic gold medalist Keldon Johnson and the new look Spurs taking on the Utah Jazz in their preseason opener at the AT&T Center last night. Jakob Poeltl gets on the board first with this floater in the lane, ties the game at 2, but Utah controls the pace early. Kick out to San Antonio native Jordan Clarkson for the 3, and Jazz lead 11-7. Derek White ties the game back up with a driving lay-in, and then minutes later, Drew Eubanks hits a triple. The Spurs lead 24-18 after 1. Second quarter offense stays hot. Bryn Forbes knocking down the 3 ball. Then Keldon Johnson banks the jumper in. Bledsoe gets the foul for an 11-point lead. Spurs win their preseason opener 111-85. DeJounte Murray and rookie Josh Primo had 17 points each.
What I was interested mostly was see what kind of carryover we'd have from the practices, and I was pleased with that. I thought, a lot of guys tried to do what we've talked about at both ends of the court, so that was good. Their effort, their aggressiveness lasted for the whole 48. Overall, I think it was a good outing.
Good to see the Spurs back. Next up, Spurs head to Detroit. Game against the Pistons set for tomorrow at 6 p.m. at Little Caesars Arena. UTSA Roadrunners 5-0 have a chance to break that school record when they travel to Western Kentucky this Saturday. That's after they were able to hold off UNLV at the Alamo Dome this past Saturday, 24-17. In that victory, Frank Harris passed for 278 yards and 2 touchdowns. Roadrunners defense came up with 6 sacks, and they did it in front of over 20,000 fans at the Dome, the largest home crowd this season.
Expected, I don't know, honestly. I look at it one week at a time, and we're just stacking one great day on top of another, and it just so happens we're 5-0. Every one of the games have come down to the last play except for Lamar. I say last play. I mean, you understand what I mean by that. It's been aging on all of us, so it's kind of in our MO since we've been here. We battle every team, and it comes down to the very end. It makes for great fan entertainment and short coaching lives.
Kickoff at Western Kentucky set for 6 p.m. Roadrunners are 2.5-point underdogs in this Conference USA matchup. Texas Longhorns back in the top 25 at number 21, Steph, following their 32-27 victory over TCU. It's the first time they have won in Fort Worth in 8 years. Now they take their 4-1 record into the annual Red River rivalry against undefeated and sixth-ranked Oklahoma at the Cotton Bowl this Saturday. Horns are only 3-point underdogs. You can catch the Red River rivalry this Saturday at 11 right here on KSAT 12. How you feeling about going in to take on OU this weekend?
I don't know.
You still a little nervous?
I'm always nervous, but it's nice to see them win. I'm not the type that's like, oh, I'm going to bet you. You know, I'm just always like, please win, please win.
Please win.
Yeah.
And so same thing, same emotion going into this
same emotion
weekend.
going into this one. We just hope they do well.
Yes, ma'am. 442, about 63 degrees.
And still ahead with more people working from home. Desktop computers are making a comeback. Up next, we take a look at some options that'll make them work better for you.
It's been nearly 3 weeks since Brian Laundrie was seen. Still a person of interest in the death of his girlfriend, Gabby Petito. Now Laundrie's sister is speaking out.
And welcome back. It's 4:45. Brian Laundrie's sister is speaking exclusively to GMA this morning as Gabby Petito's family shares the latest with Dr. Phil. ABC's Andrew Dimbert has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Brian Laundrie's sister speaking out exclusively to GMA. It's now been nearly 3 weeks since Brian Laundrie was last seen, still a person of interest in the murder of girlfriend Gabby Petito, and her family wants answers. Petito's mother frustrated, tweeting, "Mama Bear is getting angry. Turn yourself in." Joseph Petito agrees. Police in North Carolina monitoring dozens of reports of possible sightings, but none of the claims have checked out. Police releasing a second body cam video of the reported domestic incident in August. In it, Petito claiming Laundrie hit her and showing officers a cut on her face. Gabby's parents sending a message to Brian on Dr. Phil's show.
Turn yourself in.
We want to know the truth. Because if you truly loved her, you should turn yourself in.
We will have the latest from Brian's sister on her missing brother in the Gabby Petito case. It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
Well, the desktop computer is making a bit of a comeback. Laptops and tablets were fine for home, and most work was done in the office.
But the past year and a half has changed that. And 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz says it may be time to rethink your home computer.
Our phones, tablets, and laptops are convenient, mobile, and everywhere. So you may have forgotten about the humble but powerful desktop computer. It's something Paul Germain builds himself.
I can put the best components in, the very best video, the best screen, the best processor. I'm not bending over to look at a little tiny screen. Everything's just the way I want it.
With more of us working from home lately, sales of desktop computers are up, way up. They do offer advantages such as the bigger screen, more power, and they're just easier on your eyes, neck, and back. Imagine no more hunching over a laptop. So if you're considering a desktop, Consumer Reports recommends this 24-inch Apple iMac with an M1 processor. It did well in their performance tests and has an excellent display. A less expensive option they recommend is this HP Envy full-size desktop. It's fast and got an excellent score for ergonomics. And if you're tight on space, they say this compact model from Asus could be the perfect fit. You can't bring your desktop to the local coffee shop, but Consumer Reports says the power and roomy display may make working from home a little easier. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
4:47, and we need to do a traffic update a little earlier than planned.
That's right. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Hey, thank you, Mark and Steph. We are keeping our eye here at 35 at Eisenhower. Just taking a look right now. We do have a heavy presence of first responders who are out there right now. Moments before we started this newscast, a crash occurred there off of 35, and just checking the TxDOT website, that's in the southbound lanes of 35, just right at Eisenhower. However, moments after that crash happened, a vehicle did catch fire in the southbound lanes of 35, which is obviously leading to some big issues out there this morning. Taking you right here to the map, though, that is, again, right there, 35 southbound at Eisenhower Road. Traffic now moving at just 21 miles per hour. So, of course, we're going to continue to watch this closely, and we do have a crew that is heading to the scene to give us an update on the ground. But taking a wider look at the map, you can see that that traffic is starting to build. And even over there in the southbound lanes of 281, we are seeing a little bit of a slowdown this morning. So Tuesday morning is starting off rather busy on the roadways, but I really want to bring your attention right back here to TransGuide one last time. 35 at Eisenhower. We're going to continue to watch this continue to develop throughout the morning. And just so you can take a look at traffic right now, that is another shot off 35 at Walsham, where you can see that we do have that traffic that is starting to basically come to a standstill out there. Again, first responders are on the scene. If you are heading in that direction, it may be wise to find an alternative route this morning. It's not clear how long these first responders and this crash is going to take to clear. But of course, we will continue to watch this closely. And again, weekend. Make sure that you're driving with patience and be cautious out there, guys.
All right, from eyes on the road to eyes on the sky with Mike Osterhage.
Yeah, a lot of folks took a lot of pictures of all the wispy clouds we had left over yesterday, and it was absolutely gorgeous. And I love the caption on this one. Looks like a fireworks grand finale. That's a good description. I like that one. So we're going to have a great sunrise this morning. Yesterday, of course, we had some of those clouds left over in the morning, but a lot of clear skies out there right now. Very, very dry air upstairs in the atmosphere. And we've got temperatures that are in the 50s and low 60s. So light jacket, sweatshirts, not a bad idea starting off. But with this dry air, that darker shade of gray on the water vapor imagery, that means that we're going to have some beautiful blue skies throughout the rest of today. And as far as the humidity, and dew point temperatures are low this morning, and they'll stay low really throughout the rest of the week, starting to creep up just a little bit, and then they do go up into the weekend. So that means we are going to have some more humidity around here this weekend, a couple of extra clouds here and there, maybe a shower or two late Sunday. Kind of doubt that. More likely, or not likely, I should say, but slightly better chance comes in here on Monday then. We're still looking upstream. Now, there is a low which is starting to take shape out there in the southwest. That's the one that produced all the lightning strikes that delayed the football game last night over there in Los Angeles. As far as any clouds today, nothing out there. I mean, maybe one or two, and that'll be about it. And that's going to be the case over the next couple of days all the way through Friday. And then going into Saturday, nothing out there, one or two extra clouds. Now Sunday, like I said, we do have a chance for a couple of showers around here, primarily off to the east, and then slightly better chance for a stray shower or two going into Monday and maybe even lingering into Tuesday. And like I said, we are going to start to see then some more humidity come in here once we get in toward the weekend. But the next couple of days, coolish mornings, a little bit below normal, and then warm afternoons. So by noon, we're already going to be up to our normal high temperature, up to 85. And then we top off at 90 later on today, but low humidity, so it's going to be a very comfortable day. But yeah, definitely on the warm side. Same thing, just almost cut and paste the next couple of days. Lows right around upper 50s, low 60s, high temperatures in the low 90s. And then notice how those low temperatures start to come up just a little bit more. And that means some more humidity, perhaps a shower late Sunday, a couple of them around here on Monday. Maybe a better chance of rain next week. I mean, there's just nothing really changing, at least in the next 7 days, other than the stray shower on Columbus Day on Monday. So,
all right. Well, in the meantime, we're going to seize the day and enjoy these early hours.
Yes, I was going to say the mornings look great.
Beautiful out there.
Good for all of us.
Roll down the windows kind of weather.
Yes, very nice.
Thank you, Mike. 4:52, about 62 degrees.
Up next, how a strike in Hollywood could disrupt movie production, plus a big milestone for singer Camila Cabello.
And here are your lottery numbers, including the big Powerball that was sold last night in California. Pick 3, 724, Fireball 3. Daily 4, 8997, Fireball 6.
Cash 5, 6, 18, 23, 26, 34. And your Texas two-step, 11, 21, 22, 28. Bonus ball 32.
Welcome back real quick. We failed to mention the Powerball numbers there, and here they are real quick. 12, 22, 54, 66, 69. The Powerball was 15. Good luck. But the big ticket last night, of course, the big one was sold on the West Coast.
In California.
Well, Hollywood tries to avoid an industry shutdown, plus a musical milestone for Camila Cabello.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
They're going back to the bargaining table in Hollywood to avoid an industry shutdown. Talks will resume today between the union that represents 60,000 behind-the-camera workers and producers that represent the studios. Monday, we learned IATSE members voted to authorize the strike with 98% approval. They say long hours and low pay are two of the biggest issues. IATSE and the AMPTP will reopen negotiations today for the first time in 2 months. It's a big week for Billy Magnuson. Last week, he was one of the stars in the new Sopranos prequel film, The Many Saints of Newark. This week, he's one of the stars of the long-delayed James Bond movie, No Time to Die. And I wanted to know if he preferred people watch both on a big screen, if possible.
Sure. I mean, I just hope people enjoy it the way they're going to consume it. And I do it. I wish them the best, and I hope they just enjoy that little 2 hours and go for the ride.
No Time to Die is in theaters only, starting this weekend. It's a milestone not even Shakira or Jennifer Lopez have achieved. Camila Cabello is now the first Hispanic female singer to earn a diamond song. Her hit Havana, just certified by the RIAA to have sold more than 10 million units. Cardi B was the first Hispanic female rapper to do it with Bodak Yellow. And happy birthday to Mayor of Easttown. Kate Winslet is 46 today, while Cosmos host Neil deGrasse Tyson is 63. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. I'm Jason Nathanson, ABC News, Los Angeles.
And time now is 4:57, and it's about 62 degrees out there.
Still ahead on GMSA, the debt limit showdown continues on Capitol Hill, why Democrats say Republicans are in the way when it comes to raising the nation's debt limit.
Plus, Black Friday is in for another 52 days, but that's not stopping Amazon from starting now. We'll tell you why they're rolling out deals so early.
And our big problem right now is this parking lot of traffic southbound 35 near Walsham due to a vehicle fire that responders have now put out, but the residual backups continue. We'll check back in with Stephen Cavazos coming up.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Making headlines this morning, President Biden wants Republican senators to, quote, get out of the way and let Democrats suspend the nation's debt limit.
Feel like cooler, drier weather? It is finally returned out there. We'll take lower 60s. It's about a 10-degree temperature difference from what we had here on Monday morning. Good morning, everybody. It's Tuesday, the 5th.
Thanks for joining us this morning. Enjoy that cooler weather. I love the 62 degrees out there.
I had the windows down for a while on my coaster age, and then I got closer to downtown, and they went right back up.
Because it was getting a little cool out there. Yeah, it's really nice when you open up the door. And as a matter of fact, you might need a light jacket, especially for the kids out in the hill country waiting for a bus. 62 right now in town. That bottom number, dew point, is at 54. It's a lot lower than what it was yesterday. So we continue to get the drier air pushing on in here. And with the clear skies and light wind, that has allowed temperatures to drop down. And then again, on the flip side, dry air heats up, doesn't hold the heat in, but heats up quickly. So we gain 30 degrees throughout the course of the day, getting up to 90. And that's going to be the case all week long. We'll be slightly below normal on the low end of things and slightly above normal on the high end of things. No change in the aquifer yesterday, and the allergens do have a lot of fall elm out there. Mold is moderate. That should continue to come down as we get this drier air moving on in here. And as far as upstairs in the atmosphere, look at the dry air. That's that darker shade of gray and the water vapor imagery. That means we're going to have some beautiful blue skies out there. Should be a fantastic sunrise today, and just great all morning long, all day long. Clear, cool this morning, and then sunny and, like I said, slightly on the warm side later on today. And that's going to be the case tomorrow and the rest of the week. All week long, pretty much cut and paste each and every day. Then we go into the weekend. Going to start to see the humidity come back into the picture a little bit more, so it won't be as cool and crisp in the mornings. And then there's a small chance for a shower maybe later on Sunday, slightly better chance going on into Monday. And all the details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority Stephen Cavazos, and still got a big one over there on the east side, right?
Yeah, it's a mess, Mike, right now. This morning, 35 at Eisenhower, you can see that we do have some flashing lights out there and a stretch of lights, obviously indicating that traffic is slowing down out there. And that is because a vehicle fire broke out there just a few minutes ago. And in fact, right now, you can see that we do have flashing lights from a vehicle that we're not sure if it was involved in that crash. But again, this is going to be causing some big issues out there throughout the morning. We're going to continue to take a closer look. Traffic right now, we can tell you, is at least backed up to Walsham. Here's a different shot where you can see that it looks like a portion of 35 right now is closed off, so first responders can get this scene under control and obviously make sure that it is cleared out of the way before things get very busy later this morning. But taking a look right now at our map, that did occur there off I-35 southbound. Right at Eisenhower, traffic is basically stop and go, so meaning that we're seeing it pick up a little bit and then slow down. Right now, it is moving, though, at 16 miles per hour in this one spot. But as we mentioned, that did the traffic that is building up back toward Walsham. So we will continue to watch this closely. But taking a wider look at our map, it looks like we are getting a few crashes that are popping up here now, and we'll continue to watch those closely. But so far, the good news is that these inbound times are still pretty green across the board. So no big issues if you're going to be traveling to San Antonio here in the next few moments. But again, the one thing that we're going to continue to watch throughout the morning is this vehicle fire there off 35 at Walsham. We do have a crew heading to the scene right now to give us all the updates, so stay with us for all the very latest. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. This morning, the mother of an innocent man killed during a Northwest Side racing crash says she's hoping drivers will make better decisions on the road. 22-year-old Andrew Gomez was on his way home from working his DoorDash job when San Antonio police say he was hit head-on by a driver of a BMW who was racing against a Mercedes along Prue Road. His mother, Elizabeth Rodriguez, says she is devastated by her son's death, but knows he is in heaven, and she wants drivers to think before they act.
Because of a quick moment of pleasure, of that racing, of that rush, of that adrenaline, you put your life and other people's lives at risk. Innocent people, changing lives completely.
The drivers involved are facing several charges, including causing serious bodily injury, racing, causing death, and manslaughter.
Happening today, there continues to be a need for local nurses and other healthcare heroes. Baptist Health System putting out an urgent call to fill positions at 2 of its hospitals here in San Antonio. The first hiring event is happening today at Northeast Baptist Hospital. It'll take place from 10 to 2. Along with registered nurses, there's also a need for respiratory therapists, pharmacy, and lab technicians. Baptist also offering up to $25,000 for a sign-on bonus for RNs. Other bonuses are available for other positions. The next hiring event will take place October 12th at Mission Trails Baptist Hospital. This morning, the fight over the nation's debt limit is heating back up in Washington, with President Biden taking aim at Republicans.
With the deadline looming, it's an issue that could impact the finances of every American family. ABC's Dan Lieberman has the details.
The U.S. is on track to default on the national debt in less than 2 weeks. Failure to raise the debt limit by October 18th could trigger the first U.S. default in modern history.
Meteor is headed to crash into our economy. Democrats are willing to do all the work stopping it. Republicans just have to let us do our job.
President Biden is warning of dire consequences, saying interest rates would soar, stock prices would plunge, Social Security benefits would be put on hold, and millions of jobs would be lost. Senate Republicans recently blocked action to raise the debt ceiling.
I think, quite frankly, it's hypocritical, dangerous, and disgraceful. Their obstruction and irresponsibility knows absolutely no bounds, especially as we're clawing our way out of this pandemic.
They're trying to force Democrats to raise it on their own as part of that $3.5 trillion spending plan. In a letter to Biden, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell writing, "We have no list of demands. For 2.5 months, we have simply warned that since your party wishes to govern alone, it must handle the debt limit alone as well." Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is now vowing to bring a debt ceiling vote to the Senate floor this week. Dan Lieberman, ABC News.
And time now is 5:07, and it's about 63 degrees out there.
Still ahead, Microsoft officially rolling out Windows 11, what you need to know before upgrading.
Also next, a closer look at how the auto industry is being impacted by the shortage of computer chips and other supply chain issues.
It's going to be a terrific Tuesday because it is really nice outside right now. So look back towards downtown. Hey, we have a programming note we want to let you know. As we go to this commercial break, we are going to conduct a test of the emergency alert system. Welcome back. 5:11. Through the pandemic, we have covered the increase in car sales, but new car sales have plunged over the last 3 months in the U.S. despite strong demand.
As Max Massey explains, experts are blaming the shortage of computer chips and other supply chain issues.
Let's start with General Motors. GM reported sales fell a third from a year ago last quarter, and they were off 40% from the same quarter of 2019 before the pandemic hit the car market. Sales at Stellantis, the company formed by the merger of Fiat Chrysler and France's PSA Group, fell 19% from a year ago and 27% from pre-pandemic periods. At Toyota Motor, which includes Toyota and Lexus, third quarter sales edged up 1.4% compared to a year ago. But that 3-month total, that includes a 22% plunge in September sales. While Toyota has reported fewer supply chain disruptions than other major automakers, it too has had to cut back production at some of their factories. So all the automakers pointed to semiconductor supply chain disruptions and historically low inventories as a problem for these sales. The shortage of vehicles has also led to record high prices for both new and used cars for much of this year, which has also been a drag on sales as a lot of buyers have been priced out of the new car market. The auto industry has been dealing with a lot of shortages, including the computer chips needed to build cars for more than a year. GM said it expects the situation will improve in the final 3 months of 2021, but earlier this year, automakers had hoped things would have improved by this point. Instead, GM has been forced to temporarily shut down production of most of their North American plants. While the automakers expected to be able to increase their supply of the chips by the middle of this year, they were hit by more and more outbreaks of COVID cases in other regions as well as the United States. Some of those other regions include Southeast Asia, where a lot of the chip plants were actually shut down. Plus, we are also dealing with other supply chain issues, including an imbalance of shipping containers and congestion at some of our nation's biggest ports, a shortage of truck drivers, and general labor shortages starting to limit the supply of other needs of parts and raw materials. But still, there remains cautious optimism for the last 3 months of 2021 and, of course, the coming year in 2022. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Max. 5:14, about 63 degrees.
And still ahead, why Amazon is unveiling its Black Friday worthy deals earlier than ever before.
You try to stay ahead of the mess, but scrubbing still takes time. Now there's Dawn Power Wash Dish Spray. It's the faster way to clean as you go. Just spray, wipe, and rinse. It cleans grease 5 times faster. Dawn Power Wash, now available in free and clear.
Some people have joint pain, plus have high blood pressure. They may not be able to take just anything for pain. That's why doctors recommend Tylenol. It won't raise blood pressure the way that Advil, Aleve, or Motrin sometimes can. For trusted relief, trust Tylenol.
This week at Macy's, buy 2 get 40% off boots and shoes. Plus shop amazing specials like Fab Fall Looks up to 60% off. And Ninja appliances starting at $79.99. And Macy's Star Money bonus days start tomorrow.
What's inside Airborne? A blast of immune support that's more than just vitamin C. It's a unique crafted blend with zinc and other vitamins, minerals, and herbs. Seize today with Airborne, the #1 immune support gummy and effervescent brand.
In today's Tech Bites, the Windows 11 rollout is underway. Microsoft says the free upgrade of its operating system will become available to people using newer computers and devices first, followed by those currently using Windows 10. The rollout is expected to continue into next year. Amazon is kicking off the holiday season earlier than ever, rolling out what's being called Black Friday worthy deals. It's offering deep discounts on everything from clothing to toys, with prices up to 50% off. Americans are advised to start shopping now because of pandemic-related supply chain issues. And Netflix has added a shuffle feature to the mix. The tool lets the streaming service choose something for you to watch. Right now, it's only supported on TVs and Android mobile devices. It's expected to make its way to iOS in the coming months. So much for endlessly scrolling. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
Time check, 5:18.
It's a parking lot out there on I-35. Let's go ahead and check in with Stephen Cavazos.
Yeah, Mark stuff. Drivers are definitely going to want to pack their patience with that cup of coffee. Tuesday morning is starting off pretty busy. First want to kind of give you a look right here of 35 at Eisenhower. We do have some new information following this crash. What we do know is from an officer on the scene is that a woman was traveling in an SUV on 35 southbound when she clipped an 18-wheeler, which caused her vehicle to roll over and then catch fire. Now, she did tell officers that she had fallen asleep asleep at the wheel and thankfully only walked away with some cuts and bruises. However, a passerby was watching what was going on there and ended up causing a second crash out there off 35 at Eisenhower, obviously leading to some big delays based off this look at TransGuide as we're just watching right now. But taking you to the map, though, that is there off I-35 southbound right at Eisenhower. You can see that's where traffic is just moving at 26 miles per hour. However, we are seeing a portion of 35 southbound still closed off right now while first responders obviously work to get this cleared out. But this is not the only crash that we've detected so far. Another one here off Airport Boulevard at Northern Boulevard was actually detected just off of 410 there, but it's not causing any issues on the highways. Thankfully, we're not seeing as many delays as we're seeing with that other crash off 35. But taking you up here, though, just off of 1604 Grants Lake Drive, another incident at Spring Lake Drive has occurred. But keep in mind, these are not on the highway, so they're not going to be causing any big issues. But we are going to continue to watch. Look, we just have another one that just popped up right there. So we will continue to watch these crashes closely, nonetheless, whether on the highways or just right outside your door. Taking one last look, though, at 35 at Eisenhower. Now, I did actually talk to Katrina Weber, who was actually heading out to the scene with her photojournalist Tim Stewart. They were having a slew of problems trying to get a look at that crash. They're saying that traffic is just continuing to build. So again, pack your patience and remember to be safe out there, guys.
Yeah, it's one thing to say, hey, good, can you guys go cover this?
Yeah.
But getting there, especially in these kind of situations, is very challenging.
Yeah, very, very difficult. Thank you, Stephen.
Thank you, Stephen. Mike's here. Hi.
Hi. And beautiful yesterday. It's going to be gorgeous again today. I mean, this is just some great weather, and we got cool mornings out there. You might want to grab a light little jacket this morning. Yesterday, we did have a couple of extra clouds starting off. We really don't have much at all out there this morning, so it should be just a spectacular sunrise and nice, pleasant temperatures. Mid-50s, Bulverde, Bernie Stage, Kerrville Comfort, 65 Stinson, 62 out at the airport, and these numbers, again, they are below 60, and so that's why it is nice and comfortable out there. Lost Maples actually a dew point of 46, and it did, we had that front move through late Sunday, and it wasn't like it was this just immediate surge of dry air, so it was kind of a slow process. We still had some humidity in the morning yesterday, then it continued to drop down, and compared to yesterday at this time, dew points are 14 degrees lower at Uvalde, 10 lower, I should say, at San Antonio, and 12 degrees lower. That means that much drier air has come on in here. And we've got this low off to the east of us and then high down there to the southwest. So between the two of those, we're in this northerly flow, and that's what's keeping things nice and dry around here and keeping us very nice. We're on the not rainy side of that low because it is producing a whole bunch of rain off there to the east. And this is going to remain the case really throughout the next couple of days. So same situation each and every morning throughout the rest of the week, and then afternoons slightly on the warm side. Now, as the high moves on in here, starts to take over a little bit more, we are going to start to see a little more in the way of some humidity kind of coming on in here. The flow is going to come in off the Gulf of Mexico. So a couple of more clouds, one or two of them on Saturday. You'll notice it as far as low temperatures won't be quite as cool in the mornings. We'll be staying about mid and even upperish 60s Saturday and Sunday. A little bit of a wave tries to move through here Sunday into Monday. A couple of showers are possible, not very likely though. Now what's going to be interesting is big trough is developing off there to the west of us, and that's going to be by the mid to latter part of next week. The hope being that it would then drag, when you get this kind of configuration, that's a good fall type situation. Hopefully that would drag a fairly potent front on through here by perhaps the latter part of next week. There are some indications, but again, it's still a ways off, but it is nice to see that big trough digging there in the western part of the country. So for us today, again, what you see is what you get. Beautiful weather, 85 degrees. That's already just about the normal high temperature. So we are going to be roughly 5 degrees above normal later on today. Low humidity, so it's going to be comfortable, especially in the shade. 90 high temperature, and same thing tomorrow, Thursday, Friday, for all intents and purposes, right around 90, low 60s, roughly a 30-degree swing in temperatures and more humidity over the weekend. So notice how the low temperature Saturday morning about 64, 67 on Sunday morning. Right now, though, as far as Friday night and football, looks fantastic. A couple of showers maybe Sunday into Monday.
What a nice gift.
Yeah,
I like it.
Really, really nice week. So. Thank you, Mike. 523, about 63 degrees.
And up next in your morning spotlight, Star Trek legend William Shatner is getting ready to go to the final frontier for real, plus a first look at Andrew Garfield's Netflix musical.
William Shatner heads to space, and Andrew Garfield hits some new notes.
Here's CNN's Rick Damagella with today's Hollywood Minute.
William Shatner heads to space. The 90-year-old Star Trek legend will be a passenger on Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin rocket. The 11-minute journey will soar past the internationally recognized boundary of space when it lifts off October 12th.
Why should we blaze a trail?
Andrew Garfield hits the high notes. The actor shows off his vocal skills in the new musical Tick, Tick, Boom, which marks Lin-Manuel Miranda's feature directorial debut. This is your first look at the Netflix drama about the life of late Rent creator Jonathan Larson.
You know, at the Gates Foundation and at Pivotal Ventures, I'm excited to have a bit more time for that.
Yeah. And do you feel like you're going to be able to work with Bill okay?
Yeah, I do. I mean, look, we've worked together these last many months. Things were difficult behind the scenes.
Melinda Gates is one of the first guests on season 2 of Tell Me More with Kelly Corrigan. The acclaimed talk series hosted by the best-selling author features high-profile guests committed to creating positive change. The new season premieres Tuesday on PBS. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damagella.
It is now 5:27, still 63 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, a major oil spill off coast of Southern California is threatening shores from Huntington Beach to Laguna Beach. We're going to have the latest on the cleanup and the investigation into what happened.
Plus, another major airline joining the list of those mandating COVID vaccines for employees.
And Snickers is unveiling a new flavor for that iconic candy bar. We're going to tell you when and where you can get one.
Interesting. Tamales have always been a South Texas staple. Ahead on GMSA. Take a look at the historical roots tamales have in Hispanic culture. Making headlines still this morning, a major oil spill off the coast of California is still causing major problems. Now an investigation is starting into what caused it.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning. Wow, it's nice out there. We're in the low 60s and low humidity. You can definitely tell the difference.
Morning, everybody. It is Tuesday. It is October 5th.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. Hope you have a chance to step outside and even spend some time outside this morning. It's very nice.
It's a good way to start a Tuesday. Mike is here with more on that.
Yeah, nice morning to take a little walk, you know. And kids waiting for the bus may need a light jacket or a sweatshirt because temperatures are on the coolish side. 62 right now. The dew point stands at 54. So when it's below 60, that means it's pleasant out there. So you open up the door and it's just kind of like, yeah, makes you smile when you step outside this morning. A little bit of a wind out of the northwest. In Kerrville, 55, Rock Springs 64, and then 56 at Fredericksburg right now. We do have a lot of mid-50s around the area, even as close by as Bernie Stage up around Bulverde. Fall Elm is high, mold moderate. Ragweed is on the low side. And throughout the day, we're going to make it up to 85 at noon. Plenty of sunshine. We are going to be slightly below normal this morning, but then slightly above normal by about 5 degrees later on today. It's still going to be a really nice afternoon, again, with low humidity and then clear skies tonight. So good looking sunrise, good looking sunset. It's going to stay this way throughout the rest of the week. What about the weekend? Those details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic authorities, Stephen Cavazos does not have real good news this morning.
No, Mike, unfortunately, we still have this issue out there of 35 at Eisenhower. If you're just waking up with us, we do want to show you this shot at TransGuide. You can see that we do have plenty of flashing lights out there and a stretch of lights, obviously indicating that traffic is slowing down out there. That is because a vehicle fire was reported out there a little bit earlier this morning. What we can tell you and what we've learned in the last few minutes is that a woman was driving down 35 in her SUV when she clipped an 18-wheeler. She said that she had fallen asleep at the wheel. That's what she had told police, but it was during that crash that a passerby actually hit another vehicle, which caused a second crash, and it's led to a mess of problems this morning. Just take a look at this different shot from TransGuide right now, where you can see that traffic is just building there off 35 at Walsham, where it looks like a portion of 35 has been closed off so they can get that scene cleared. But let's take you to the map and show you right now off 35 southbound at Eisenhower, where you can see traffic is moving at just 25 miles per hour, obviously backing up a little bit further towards past Walsham. So we are seeing some big issues out there this morning over there on the northeast side, but we will continue to watch this closely, see how that impacts that morning drive time. But if this isn't your route to work this morning, at least in the next few minutes, you may want to start planning for those alternative routes. If not, pack that patience with a cup of coffee, because that is going to be some issues out there, causing some issues for at least a little while longer. But right now, the rest of the map is pretty green on the screen, thankfully. So that's some pretty good news for the Tuesday morning if you're traveling anywhere else right now. But taking you right there to those inbound times, Still pretty green across the board, as you can see, not spotting any big slowdowns if you're traveling to San Antonio there in the next few moments. So again, good news there if you're heading out to San Antonio. But if you're going to be driving through 35 at Walsall, make sure that you are driving with caution. And whenever you see those flashing lights, as always, make sure you move over and slow down. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. This morning, Orange County, California, now under a state of emergency after thousands of barrels of oil spewed into the ocean because of a pipeline leak.
And as CNN's Brett Conway reports, officials say it could be as much as 144,000 gallons.
We hate to see this happen on our shores.
Patches of oil on the shores of Southern California, from Huntington Beach down to Laguna Beach. And the Coast Guard says it's likely to continue moving south after a leak in a pipeline sent more than 100,000 gallons of oil gushing to the surface, polluting the water and beaches for miles. Cleanup efforts are happening in the ocean, on the shore, and being monitored from the air. But the extent of the ecological damage is still unclear. Also unclear right now exactly what happened. The president and CEO of Amplify Energy, the company that owns the pipeline, says they're closing in on the source of the leak.
We have examined more than 8,000 feet of pipe, and we have isolated one specific area of significant interest.
The cause is also still a work in progress. Authorities are looking at the possibility the line was hit by a ship's anchor. Then there's the question of when it happened. According to this hazardous materials spill report from the Governor's Office Emergency Services, on Friday at 8:22 p.m. local time, a caller reported an unknown sheen in the water near their vessel in the Pacific Ocean. But officials with Amplify and the Coast Guard say they weren't notified Friday night.
We were not aware of a leak on Friday night.
I can tell you when the Coast Guard received the port report, which was Saturday morning.
The search for answers continues. This disaster now a criminal investigation. I'm Britt Conway reporting.
In France this morning, a new report has just been released detailing decades of sexual abuse within the French Catholic Church. The report says as many as 3,200 pedophile clergymen abused approximately 300,000 minors over the past 70 years. The president of the Independent Commission into Sexual Abuse in the French Catholic Church says that the abuse of minors within the church accounts to close to 4% of all sexual violence in France. The commission that compiled the report is urging compensation for victims and strong action from the church itself.
The Biden administration is reversing a ban on abortion referrals by federally funded family planning clinics. The action by the Department of Health and Human Services lifts a Trump-era restriction. Groups representing the clinics say they hope the rule reversal leads to the return of some 1,300 service providers that left the program to protest the Trump administration's policy. The clinics say they provide birth control and basic health care mainly to low-income women.
Southwest Airlines joining the list of air carriers mandating the COVID vaccine for employees. The airline is giving workers till December 8th to be fully vaccinated. Southwest joins United, American, JetBlue, and Alaska Airlines in complying with the Biden administration's order. Delta Airlines is now the last of the major carriers to not require employee vaccinations, at least for now.
And time now is 5:37 and it's about 63 degrees out there.
Still ahead, we'll tell you about some new rules the FDA is implementing when it comes to selling and marketing new tobacco products.
Also next, a former high school football player shares his struggle with substance abuse and how teens can stop the problem before it starts.
Outside with live cam as we look out at the airport. Great day to fly. Whether you're taking to the skies or hitting the roads later on, you're watching GMSA. 5:40, welcome back to GMSA. Various studies show that many teens who experiment with drugs early in life could be laying the groundwork for decades of substance abuse.
Now one person is trying to help young people rewire their brains and break the habit. David Sears has the details.
It was first beer and alcohol. I drifted onto marijuana.
29-year-old Jacob Laura has battled substance abuse for half of his life. Soon, that addiction would get him kicked off his football team and then kicked out of his private school.
It got to the point where I was on cocaine, crack cocaine, crystal meth.
Jacob is not alone. Almost 20 million Americans struggle with substance use disorder. Many of their addictions begin as teens and young adults.
I've been sober 14 years.
Erica Spiegelman uses her own experiences to help others beat their addiction. Spiegelman teaches people to rewire their brains. overriding old patterns with new habits. The first step, accept it.
I completely accepted that abstinence and just putting it to death is what I call it for my clients too, saying goodbye, grieving it.
Practice being kind to yourself.
It's about creating positive self-talk, replacing negative language in your own mind, in your own head.
Recognize your triggers.
Don't let yourself be hungry, angry, lonely, or tired around 5 o'clock.
Skateboarding just gets my mind off of things.
There is no quick fix, but change is possible.
It really is around like 2 months that you see people create new identities.
Jacob believes these steps and one-on-one counseling with Spiegelman changed his life. He's been sober for almost a year now and determined to continue drug-free. David Sears, KSAT 12 News.
542, about 63 degrees.
And get ready for new Cinnamon Snickers candy bar. We're going to tell you when and where you can try one next.
Cinnamon bun Snickers. Ooh.
And welcome back. It's 544. In your morning consumer headlines, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration is announcing 2 new rules for reviewing requests to sell and market new tobacco products. The rules will be published today in the Federal Registry and take effect in a month. One rule applies mainly to electronic nicotine delivery systems, including e-cigarettes. The others mostly applies to new cigarettes, smokeless tobacco, cigars, roll your own, and hookah tobacco products. The rules formalize what the FDA currently does to evaluate those products. The information needed includes the components, ingredients, and toxicological profile.
Some families having a hard time finding diapers for their newborns and toddlers right now. A diaper shortage is affecting about 33% of American households, according to a report done by the National Diaper Bank Network. Researchers say the pandemic's influence on the global supply chain is likely playing a factor. The diaper shortage has also caused some companies to raise their prices.
Cinnamon Bun is the latest Snickers flavor from the Mars Wrigley Company. It will be available at Walmart for a limited time starting this month. So the treats are similar to the original Snickers, but the nugget in them has a cinnamon flavor. Okay, we'll try to figure that out. Mars Wrigley says the treat is supposed to remind you of fall, and consumers can buy the candy bars as singles or in 24-count singles boxes.
24-count box.
Yeah.
Just so we can sample it.
The whole newsroom. Yeah, that's what it says.
It mentioned specifically Walmart. It might wind up other places like H-E-B.
Maybe later. Yeah. It's interesting.
What do you think there, Stephen Cavazos?
I'm glad it's not pumpkin spice. I don't know how that would have translated, right, Mike? I mean, not too sure how that would have made any it made the taste buds feel. But right now, I'm sure people out there are feeling a little bit stressed out off 35 at Walsham. We do have that vehicle fire that we told you about a little bit earlier throughout the newscast. Right now, it's causing a mess of problems, especially when it comes to the traffic that's building up there off 35. It's actually caused a vehicle fire actually happened out there a little bit earlier this morning. We do know that a woman was traveling in her SUV and fell asleep at the wheel and clipped an 18-wheeler, causing it to roll over, which obviously led to a mess of problems again out there at 35 at Walsham. But thankfully, she only walked away with a few cuts and bruises. But another driver who was in that area crashed into a separate vehicle. So that was a second crash that happened out there of 35. Big mess out there again, though. But we can take you there off I-35 southbound at Eisenhower. We can see that traffic is still moving pretty slowly out there at just 26 miles per hour. We are inching closer to 6 a.m. So if you're going to be heading out the door in the next few minutes, make sure you are planning accordingly. So let's go ahead and take you to a stall, though, an abandoned vehicle, I should say, of I-10 westbound at Frio. This came up on the TxDOT website just a few minutes ago. So make sure you are checking your vehicles before you get on the highway. As a friendly reminder, we do have some construction work, utility work that we talked to you about yesterday. Make sure that you are planning accordingly because the eastbound lanes of Hausman Road from Loop 1604 to Kyle Steele Parkway will be closed for at least 2 weeks. So again, this will be going on. It started yesterday, but should be wrapping up on October 18th. Just keep in mind that traffic will be detoured to Kyle Steele Parkway to access the West Hausman Road. Overall, the entire map is showing pretty green aside from what we're seeing off of 35. We'll continue to watch that pretty closely. Again, one last look there of 35 at Walsham. Make sure that you are driving with caution and move over and slow down for those first responders, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. And I like this view that Mike has behind you. It's from a view from the Life Tower, which is something we don't see that often.
That's a gorgeous picture. It's always neat seeing the city from up high. It's obviously not any great revelation, a whole new perspective.
Right.
But.
Well, a whole new perspective on the Bexar County Courthouse, for example.
Yeah.
Right there in the middle of the screen from Tower Life.
Thank you for identifying that. I was looking at it going, where are we looking
you see
here?
the shadow.
Well,
I've only been up there once for an interview. There was an attorney's office, and we got to take a peek outside, and it was pretty neat.
It is kind of a fresh perspective on that part of downtown.
Yeah. Very pretty. Thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. I love the originality with that one. So beautiful start this morning. It is really nice when you step outside, and low temperatures are right around 50s, 60s, and that's where we're going to be for the rest of the week. So here's the line that is the average normal low temperature, right around 64, getting down to 63 degrees, and we are below normal. Now, high temperatures, different story. We're going to be about 4 or 5 degrees above normal, but still low humidity. Now, once we get into the weekend, though, low temperatures are going to start to get above normal, and pretty much the reason for that, you can blame, is the humidity coming back in here, because you can't drop down below what the actual dew point temperatures are, and with more humidity it holds the heat in a little bit better as well. Yesterday, 90, 92, Hondo, Pleasanton, 95, and Cotulla was one of the hot, 96, Del Rio, pardon me, is the hot spot on the map, and roughly the same situation today. Upper 80s, low 90s, that's the case all around the metropolitan area. Forecast the 89 degrees Lake Hills today, 90 at downtown, and also at the airport, 91 in Elmendorf. And nothing really showing up on the satellite picture right now. Around the country, not much either. We got some rain off to the east of us, and actually the system that's producing this rain is helping on the backside of it to keep us on the dry side. There's another area of rain out there around the southwest United States, but that's not going to have any impact on our weather. Quick check on the tropics, and there is nothing going on. Hurricane Sam, that is now kind of fizzle on out. There is a disturbance out here just off the Bahamas that the Hurricane Center is watching, but doesn't really have that much of a chance of developing into anything as of right now. Of course, we do still have, another month and a half roughly of the hurricane season all the way to the end of November. 85 degrees today at noon, so that's pretty much the normal high temperature, 86 to be exact, and then we're going to finish up at 90, so we will be about 4 or 5 degrees above normal, but still low humidity. Really comfortable day, plenty of sunshine today, and same thing the rest of the week. Like we were talking about, low temperatures will stay below normal through the end of the week, then get above that by the weekend. High temperatures will still stay about 90, give or take. A couple of more clouds around here Saturday, Sunday, maybe a shower late, and perhaps a shower or two on Monday on Columbus Day. A lot of folks do have the day off on that day. And then going into the middle part of next week, perhaps a couple of lingering showers, but nothing really jumping out as of yet.
That's good. We'll take the mornings at least.
Well, yeah, mornings, but I mean jumping out as far as any rain down the road or big fronts as of yet. Maybe some indications, but nothing
not yet.
Right home about.
It's just over the horizon.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mike. 5:51, about 62 degrees.
Daniel Craig's last outing as 007 had a tough journey getting to movie screens. We're going to take a look at his final Bond film next.
Here are your lottery numbers. Pick 3, 724, Fireball 3, Daily 4, 8997, Fireball 6.
Cash 5, 6, 18, 23, 26, 34, and your Texas two-step 11, 21, 22, 28, bonus ball 32. And your Powerball numbers 12, 22, 54, 66, 69, Powerball 15, Power Play 2. We had a winner out of California, big winner.
The big jackpot did go last night.
All right, we'll be right back.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, our exclusive interview with Brian Laundrie's sister, her message for her fugitive brother and their parents, plus the never-before-seen photo from that camping trip right before Gabby Petito was reported missing. You'll see that only here on GMA this morning.
James Bond, licensed to kill.
Over the nearly 6 decades of his big screen career, James Bond has faced many challenges, but perhaps nothing has been as challenging as the release of his latest adventure, No Time to Die.
Come on, Bond, where the hell are you?
The run-up to Daniel Craig's last appearance as 007 could almost be a Bond movie plot.
This has been a bumpy road for James Bond, and I think what we've seen out of the Daniel Craig Bonds is that they've all been a little bit bumpy, particularly for the actor. He's had lots of mishaps along the way. They've had work stoppages because of injuries, but No Time to Die started with Danny Boyle was actually tasked to be the director on the movie, and I was really excited with that news.
The film was originally slated to release in November 2019.
But then, of course, things shifted over, and Cary Fukunaga, who had made a name for himself directing True Detective, was brought on board to direct this new one.
That was the start of the delays.
The next date was shifted to February of 2020, and then all of the news around COVID-19 started to hit everywhere, and then it was shifted to the spring of 2020, and then the fall of 2020, and then the summer of 2021.
To finish this.
And it's finally going to be released this fall, and it looks phenomenal. It looks like a terrific send-off for Daniel Craig.
And life is all about leaving something behind, isn't it?
In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Well, KSAT Explains is revisiting another area of development here in San Antonio. 1 year later, the public housing complex in the heart of the west side known as Los Cortes. What's changed in the past 12 months and what hasn't when it comes to plans for redevelopment and the impact it's having on residents there? You can watch episode live at 7 o'clock tonight on KSAT.com, the KSAT TV app, and of course, KSAT's Facebook page. Well, still to come on Good Morning San Antonio. In our next hour, you may have noticed on some of your social media pages were down for hours yesterday. Try like 5 or 6 hours. This as that Facebook whistleblower, Frances Haugen, is scheduled to continue to testify before a Senate committee today. We'll have the very latest. Plus, Amazon kicking off the holiday season earlier than ever before. We'll tell you about their new deals. And TransGuide right now, the big problem remains on 35 southbound at Eisenhower. Northbound, no problem, but on the other side, it is a sea of headlights, and that is not a good thing. We'll have the very latest from Stephen Cavazos coming up.
Now at 6, new details in the latest VeriFacts KSAT San Antonio report poll, how voters here in San Antonio say they feel about Governor Greg Abbott.
A scary crash on the northeast side. One vehicle completely engulfed in flames earlier. It is still affecting traffic, and our Stephen Cavazos will have the very latest coming up.
And taking a look outside with live cam. Whoa, it's nice out there, trust me. There you go. There's a shot right there. We are starting off at 62 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. It is Tuesday. It is October 5th, and Steph is back from her long weekend.
Hi, good morning.
Good to have you back.
Good to be back. Thank you so much. And back to nice weather at 62 degrees. I'll take it.
Not bad. It's about a 10-degree difference or so. And Mike Ostrage is here with more on that. Good morning.
Good morning. I need to check which camera's on before I start driving the little joystick over there with
whoa.
that one. So. Whee!
That was you?
Yeah, it was me.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Mike.
No, I mean, it was somebody else. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, beautiful morning out there. We do have a lot of clear skies, and it's going to be a fantastic sunrise this morning. 62, Port SA at 60, same thing with Randolph, and even some mid-50s in parts of the Hill Country. Northern Bexar County, I mean, Bulverde 55, 59 in Helotes, and Fall Elm is on the high side. Mold is moderate, ragweed is low. Temperatures will drop down another couple of degrees. And light jacket in the Hill Country is not a bad idea for the little ones, a sweatshirt perhaps. Won't need it by this afternoon because with this dry air, we're going to see huge jumps in temperatures, especially this morning. You're going to watch the thermometer go up. We'll be up to the mid 80s by noon, and that's already up to the normal high temperature. Then we top off at 90 later on today, which is about 4 or 5 degrees above normal. Still low humidity with those northerly winds at about 10 to 15 miles per hour. Take this weather, put it in tomorrow, then the next day, then on Friday. How can we put it into the weekend, though? That's the question. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. Still a mess on 35?
We got some good news. Traffic is moving right here off 35 at Eisenhower. If you've been with us throughout the morning, we've been tracking the situation that's been going on out there for at least over an hour now. A vehicle fire did cause some big delays. Obviously, first responders were out there working to make sure that they could clear the roadways. But as you can see right now, just a few moments before Mike tossed over to me, the shots at TransGuide just moved, so obviously showing that traffic is picking up there. But bringing you right here to the map, that was out there in the 35 southbound at Eisenhower. You can see that is where traffic was building, moving at just 11 miles per hour. Mark described it as a sea of traffic, which we could definitely see from that shots at TransGuide a little bit earlier this morning, but thankfully some good news. So hopefully we'll start to see some green popping up there on the screen. But taking you over here, we do have a new crash to talk about off I-35, R-37, that is northbound, right at Fair Avenue. This one not causing any big delays right now, but this just popped up. We're going to watch this closely and see how that is going to be impacting that morning commute time. But taking a wider look at the map, it has been a pretty busy start, I would say, for this Tuesday morning. But right now, if we're going to be traveling to San Antonio, the good news is it's almost green across the board. But just take a look right now, 35 coming in from New Braunfels. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown right now with a 38-minute drive time. So we'll find out what's going on there causing that delay. But one last look here at TransGuide. Again, the good news is traffic is moving once again here off 35 at Eisenhower. So we'll be happy to keep you updated coming up in the next few minutes here on GMSA. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, the results are in for the latest Fairfax KSAT San Antonio report poll.
After politically charged legislative sessions, Governor Greg Abbott's disapproval rating has shot up among Bexar County voters. Polling found disapproval for Abbott jumped to 59%. That's an 8-point increase compared to the last time the survey was taken in late March. Disapproval mostly among Democrats and independents.
Of those who said they were Democrats, 91% said they disapprove of Abbott, and 55% of independents agreed. Only 15% of Republicans surveyed disapproved of him. The governor's approval rating among Bexar County voters has consistently slid since the start of the pandemic. This is a story we are following closely. We'll have more in our next half hour, and you can read more about it on KSAT.com. An update now to a story we first brought to you on GMSA last week. We're hearing from the mother of an innocent man who was in the wrong place at the wrong time. 22-year-old Andrew Gomez was driving home from work on Wednesday night on Prue Road near Bandera. That's when San Antonio police say he was hit head-on by the driver of a BMW who was in the middle of a street race with another vehicle. Gomez was taken to the hospital where he later died. His mother, devastated by the loss, she says drivers should think before they act.
Because of a quick moment of pleasure, of that racing, of that rush, of that adrenaline, you put your life and other people's lives at risk. Innocent people, changing lives completely.
The drivers involved are facing several charges, including racing, causing serious bodily injury, racing causing death, and manslaughter.
The oil spill off the coast of Southern California might be bigger than initially estimated. The city of Huntington Beach says the spill could be as large as 144,000 gallons. Initial estimate was 126,000. A leak in an oil pipeline is behind the spill. California's Governor Gavin Newsom has declared a state of emergency.
And Facebook whistleblower Frances Haugen is scheduled to testify before a Senate committee today. During an interview on 60 Minutes, which aired on Sunday, she said Facebook knows it can spread hate, promote violence, and spread misinformation. She has released thousands of pages of internal documents to back up her claim. Facebook responded to Sunday's broadcast saying it doesn't encourage bad content and instead tries to curtail it. 3 services under the company's umbrella went down for hours yesterday. They include Facebook, WhatsApp, and Instagram. We're going to have more on this story ahead in our next half hour of GMSA.
On the pandemic front, this morning hospital admissions and COVID cases may be dropping, but the daily death rate in the U.S. is still nearly 8 times higher than in July, with kids still making up a quarter of all new cases.
And still across the nation, tensions remain high over vaccine mandates going into effect.
ABC's Dan Lieberman has the latest.
To those who have not yet gotten vaccinated, it's never too late to get the life-saving vaccine. Get your first dose today. You are more than welcome to come back to work.
New York City teachers had to get the shot this week or get fired. And despite some protests, 96% complied. But out west in Washington state, where public employees had to be vaccinated by Monday, State Police Patrol warning of a potential public safety crisis, with hundreds of unvaccinated troopers at risk of losing their jobs. In California, the mandate for healthcare workers went into effect 4 days ago, with a vast majority choosing to get the shot.
It pushed a lot of people that were kind of on the fence in the direction of doing that. And I think it really it set a good precedent for what we are about, which is going to be to focus first and foremost on patient safety.
And a new rapid COVID test was approved by the FDA on Monday. They say it will double at-home testing capacity in the coming weeks, which could be helpful as the CDC still works on its guidance for Americans looking to make holiday plans. Dr. Anthony Fauci clarified remarks he made this weekend about the holidays, telling CNN,
I encourage people, particularly the vaccinated people who are protected, to have a good, normal Christmas with your family.
Dan Lieberman, ABC News, New York.
6:08, 62 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, the debt limit showdown. President Biden wants Republican senators to, quote, get out of the way and let Democrats suspend the nation's debt limit. We're going to have the details.
It's going to be a terrific Tuesday. How do we know? Because it is really nice out there this morning. You can crack the windows on your way into work or school. More from Stephen and Mike coming up right here live on GMSA.
This morning, the fight over the nation's debt limit is heating up in Washington, with President Biden taking aim at Republicans.
With the deadline looming, it's an issue that can impact finances of every American family. ABC's Dan Lieberman has details.
The U.S. is on track to default on the national debt in less than 2 weeks. Failure to raise the debt limit by October 18th could trigger the first U.S. default in modern history.
Meteor is headed to crash into our economy. Democrats are willing to do all the work stopping it. Republicans just have to let us do our job.
President Biden is warning of dire consequences, saying interest rates would soar, stock prices would plunge, Social Security benefits would be put on hold, and millions of jobs would be lost. Senate Republicans recently blocked action to raise the debt ceiling.
I think, quite frankly, it's hypocritical, dangerous, and disgraceful. Their obstruction and irresponsibility knows absolutely no bounds, excuse me, especially as we're clawing our way out of this pandemic.
They're trying to force Democrats to raise it on their own as part of that $3.5 trillion spending plan. In a letter to Biden, Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell writing, "We have no list of demands. For 2.5 months, we have simply warned that since your party wishes to govern alone, it must handle the debt limit alone as well." Majority Leader Chuck Schumer is now vowing to bring a debt ceiling vote to the Senate floor this week. Dan Lieberman, ABC News.
Amazon is kicking off the holiday season earlier than ever. They're rolling out what's being called Black Friday worthy deals. They're offering deep discounts on everything from clothing to toys, with prices up to 50% off. Americans are being advised to start shopping earlier this year because of pandemic-related supply chain issues.
Netflix has added a shuffle feature to the mix. The tool lets the streaming service choose something for you to watch. Right now, it's only supported on tvs and Android mobile devices. It's expected to make its way to iOS in the coming months.
Right now, we're checking traffic at 6:14.
How's it looking, Stephen?
Well, things are looking good here, 35 at Eisenhower, but that was not the case a little bit earlier this morning. And although traffic is moving right now, we're still seeing a little bit of a buildup. Actually, it looks like it just started going at 66 miles per hour, so that's some good news. But there was a crash out there a little bit earlier this morning, again, off 35 southbound at Eisenhower. We want to take you to this video where you can see flumes of smoke building from where that fire is. This is from earlier in the morning. We can tell you that that vehicle fire led to some big delays out there. Just check out that video from TransGuide as we continue to look at that. We did learn from an officer on the scene that this is because a woman was actually driving down within her SUV down 35 when she fell asleep at the wheel and hit an 18-wheeler, clipped an 18-wheeler, that is, causing her vehicle to roll over, then catch fire. Another driver was passing by through the area, hit another vehicle. So there was actually two separate crashes out there. But thankfully, as you can see right now, based off of this crash, or what we're seeing on the map, that crash has since cleared out and traffic now moving at 66 6 miles per hour. So just in time before we start seeing that morning rush. Although that has cleared out, we are keeping our eye on a separate crash here off I-37 northbound at Fair Avenue. I was checking the shots at TransGuide. I haven't spotted anything just yet, but we're going to continue to watch that closely and again see how that does impact the morning drive time. But overall, it has been a pretty busy morning on our roadways. We're going to continue to watch things closely. It looks like we do have a crash that just popped up off of I-10. We'll find out what that's going to mean if you're going to be heading out the door in the next few moments. But for now, let's go ahead and check in with Mike for the weather.
Thank you very much, sir. And just a fantastic morning. Temperatures are really, really nice. As a matter of fact, especially in the hill country, northern Bexar County, you may need a light little jacket for the kids. We're going to be dropping down to 60 here in town. We've already got some mid-50s in parts of the hill country, clear and on the coolish side of normal. And then after school, plenty of sunshine, 90, which is on the warm side of normal. So got about a 30 or in some cases more than that degree temperature swing. I love this picture. This is once again from the Life Tower building, and another one, beautiful sunset in China Grove. That was great. We had a couple of those clouds left over yesterday, and we really don't have much of them showing up at all today. And no, I'm kind of pushing things. No hint at the sunrise yet. It's going to be about an hour and, well, now an hour and almost 15 minutes until the sun decides to come up right around 7:30. 62 in town, 54 Bernie Stage, and 55 out in Bandera, 64 Stinson. The humidity, like I said, is very, very low, and dew points are going to remain low throughout the rest of the week. So that's going to allow low temperatures to get down to the, I'll say about, 60, maybe even upper 50s in cases. Then by the weekend, the humidity, dew point temperatures are going to start to come back up. So a couple of clouds here and there, and maybe some rain chances by perhaps late Sunday into early Monday. Here's what this long-range computer model is indicating: that got nothing for the next couple of days. Just beautiful sunrises, beautiful sunsets, low humidity, great to be outside. Open up the windows. It will be on the warm side, obviously, as far as high temperatures are concerned. Then we go into Sunday. Sprinkly shower, maybe 1 or 2 in the morning, in the afternoon, perhaps off to the east. And then Monday, a little bit of a chance for some rain around here, and even going into Tuesday. So what we're looking at is this low, which is a big rain producer off to the east of it, and that is really helping to keep us in this northerly flow, and that's going to kind of remain the situation all the way through the end of the week. Then that high is going to build on in here. It keeps us very clear, but it's also going to help with the humidity as we get more of a flow coming in here off the Gulf of Mexico. Then going into next week, well, first of all, we've got the little disturbance moving through Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, but this is looking encouraging right now. By the middle of, say, the week, we've got more of a trough digging up there to the north of us, and hopefully that would then bring more of a front through here. Some indications it wants to stay a little to the north of us, but we just want to keep our fingers crossed for another big front. 85 degrees today at noon, sunny skies and plenty of sunshine throughout the rest of the day. We'll make it up to 90 for a high temperature, about 4 or 5 degrees above normal, still low humidity. Same thing tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, just really, really nice weather. A little more in the way of humidity. Notice how the low temperatures are going to be staying mid and then upperish 60s going into the weekend. High temperatures will still be pretty consistent. A couple of showers, maybe late Sunday, Monday. Not any great rain chances, though.
Not yet.
No. And still no real big fronts, even way down the road yet.
It's still early in the month.
For San Antonio.
Yeah. I just want that cold, crisp, grilled cheese and soup weather.
Right.
So.
Well, the mornings are nice. You can have grilled
nice.
cheese for breakfast.
That's a good idea, with egg on it and maybe tomato.
We're still waiting for that full-fledged grilled cheese and soup weather. Where you've got like days and days.
Yeah.
Where he eats grilled cheese and soup nonstop. 619, about 62 degrees.
And still to come, the sister of Brian Laundrie getting ready to speak out this morning as Gabby Petito's family sits down in an interview with Dr. Phil. That's ahead in your GMA First Look.
Why hide your skin if Dupixin has your moderate to severe eczema or atopic dermatitis under control?
Hide our skin, not us.
Because Dupixin targets a root cause of eczema, it helps heal your skin from within, keeping you one step ahead of it. And for kids ages 6 and up, That means clearer skin and noticeably less itch.
Hide my skin? Not me.
By helping to control eczema with Dupixin, you can change how their skin looks and feels. And that's the kind of change you notice.
Hide my skin? Not me.
Don't use if you're allergic to Dupixin. Serious allergic reactions can occur, including anaphylaxis, which is severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems, such as eye pain or vision changes, or a parasitic infection. If you take asthma medicines, don't change or stop them without talking to your doctor. When you help heal your skin from within, you can show more with less eczema. Talk to your child's eczema specialist about Dupixin, a breakthrough eczema treatment.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Brian Laundrie's sister speaking out exclusively to GMA. It's now been nearly 3 weeks since Brian Laundrie was last seen, still a person of interest in the murder of girlfriend Gabby Petito, and her family wants answers. Petito's mother frustrated, tweeting, "Mama Bear is getting angry. Turn yourself in." Joseph Petito agrees. Police in North Carolina monitoring dozens of reports of possible sightings, but none of the claims have checked out. Police releasing a second body cam video of the reported domestic incident in August. In it, Petito claiming Laundrie hit her and showing officers a cut on her face. Gabby's parents sending a message to Brian on Dr. Phil's show.
Turn yourself in.
We want to know the truth. Because if you truly loved her, you should turn yourself in.
We will have the latest from Brian's sister on her missing brother in the Gabby Petito case. It's all coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
To commemorate Hispanic Heritage Month, we're calling on KSAT kids to show off the artistic skills for a chance to win an iPad mini.
You just need to download a picture of a calavera or skull, print it, decorate it, and then upload it to KSAT.com. And my daughter Rooney wanted to share her artwork, hoping to encourage more kids to enter.
Hi, I'm Rooney, and I'm going to show you how to enter the Dia de los Muertos coloring contest. Gotta make it colorful. I'm getting more colors. We need more light colors. These are different, you see. It looks like a tree, so I'm gonna make it like a tree, green-ish. To me, it's a tree, but people see it different ways, right? Okay, I wanna color the eyebrows purple. I think that's the right color, don't you think? Seriously, I think this is cool. If you want, you can color the skeleton, but usually skeletons are white. That looks good, right? What else am I missing? Oh, now I know. I'm missing this, right? Okay. Muertos 2021. Yeah. Green. We haven't used green in a while. Upload it to KSAT.com, and KSAT will show your work.
Are they still recording those when you're asleep? Or away?
No, I was awake for this one.
Okay, good.
And you have until Friday, October 8th, to upload your picture. And Rooney there is not eligible to win an iPad mini, but she is celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Rooney.
Yay, happy birthday, Rooney. There's a unicorn theme happening there.
Yeah, she loves unicorns, and she's 8 years old today. We love you, Rooney, so much. I can't believe you're 8.
Happy birthday.
And a happy birthday to Rooney's birthday twin. This is my cousin Cindy and Rooney. They share a birthday today, so happy birthday, Cindy, as well.
Oh, lots of birthdays going on. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you left some treats this morning before you came to
yes,
GMSA?
I decorated, so she'll wake up and she'll have 2 gifts to open before school.
Good.
Not too many,
right.
And a couple of unicorn balloons hanging in the house.
Oh, you're a good mama, Steph.
Oh, thank you, Mark.
626, about 62 degrees.
And still ahead on GMSA, a disturbing new report detailing the years of sexual abuse within the French Catholic Church. We're going to have the latest.
At Transcat right now, we're checking at I-37 and Fair Avenue. Things looking more than fair out there right now. Stephen Cavazos is back with a traffic update coming up at the bottom of the hour. Let's go outside with live cam, and we have really good news, folks. If you like drier, cooler air, it is finally here. Temperatures about 10 degrees cooler, and it feels even better than that outside. And good morning, everybody. It is Tuesday, the 5th.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a great Monday. But yeah, waking up to this weather was such a treat. You know, walking outside, I was like, oh, how nice.
Yes, you could actually put the windows down this morning, at least for a bit. It's a little warmer here in town, but out in the hill country, Mike Osterhage, whole different story.
Sweatshirt, light jacket, not a bad idea, because, you know, we had the front move through late Sunday, but it took a while for the drier air and the cooler temperatures to come in, because we still had some humidity hanging around yesterday morning. But yeah, this morning it is just, prize winner. So yeah, get outside and enjoy it. You will love it. It's going to stay nice all day. Yesterday afternoon was pretty nice too, because that dry air finally got in here. We are at 62 right now, and that number 53 is about 10 degrees or so lower. Dew point temperature is that much lower than what it was at this time yesterday. We've got a breeze out of the northwest at about 5 miles per hour. Stinson 64, 60 Kelly, Randolph also at 60, and like we were talking about, mid-50s in parts of the hill country. Fall Elm is high, mold moderate, ragweed is on the low side. So clear, cool this morning. We're actually a little bit below normal, and then later on today, sunny and warm will be a little bit above normal for high temperatures, about a 30-degree swing in temperatures, and that's going to be the case the rest of the week. Nice, pleasant mornings, nice afternoons, lots of sunshine. Looks great for football on Friday night. The weekend, a little bit more in the way of humidity comes on in here, a couple of extra clouds, and a shower or two is possible late Sunday. I really wouldn't count on it, but a little bit better chance, not great though, for a shower by Monday or Tuesday. Details on the weekend coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Stephen Cavazos. So we had a big problem earlier, and that's gone, right?
Yeah, good news there, right, Mike? I mean, we're taking a look, though, a few shots around town, 1604, 410 at Jackson Keller. Things are moving nice and easily right now, especially now that we're inching closer to that morning rush. But we did have a mess of problems out there of 35 at Eisenhower, where we showed you that vehicle fire occurred a little bit earlier this morning, but thankfully that has since cleared out. So we get to show you how things are looking around town. There's 221 at Hildebrand, traffic picking up, but light in other areas that we've been seeing on these few camera shots that we do have up right now. I do want to bring your attention, though, to this stall that was just detected there off Loop 410 southbound at I-10. Not causing real big delays at this hour, but keep in mind this is not the first stall we've seen in the morning. This is probably about the third, so make sure you are checking your vehicles before you get out on the roadways. Do want to take your attention right here, though, to 37 northbound at Fair Avenue. We showed you a shot at TransGuide as we went to break a little bit earlier, and it showed that things are pretty clean out there. So that's some good news. So it doesn't look like there is a crash out there. Map may have had just a little bit of a hiccup, but as always, make sure that you are driving safe out there. It has been a pretty busy morning, but we are seeing still a lot of green on the screen, so that's some good news. And as far as these inbound times, they're almost green across the board. We're seeing a little bit of a slowdown, though, coming in from Livonia on 87 with 24 minutes at this hour, but keep in mind that's pretty usual, especially now that we are getting closer to that morning rush. But as we take one last look here at TransGuide, things are moving pretty smooth so far, but make sure that you have both eyes on the road and both hands on the wheel. Mark, Stephanie.
Thank you, Stephen. New this morning, the results are in for the latest Fairfax KSAT San Antonio poll. After politically charged legislative sessions, Governor Greg Abbott's disapproval rating has shot up among Bexar County voters.
This is a story that we're following closely this morning. Sarah Costa joins us now in the studio to break it all down. Good morning, Sarah.
Good morning. A lot of stats with this new report. I mean, we have CPS Energy, SAWS, but let's talk about Governor Greg Abbott. So polling found disapproval for Abbott jumped to 59%. That's an 8-point increase compared to the last time the survey was taken in late March. So let's go ahead and look at some of those numbers. Disapproval was mostly among Democrats and independents. Of those who said they were Democrats, 91% said they disapprove of Abbott, and 55% of independents agreed. Only 15% of Republicans surveyed disapproved of him. The governor's approval rating among Bexar County voters has consistently slid since the start of the pandemic, when there was more political unity as officials first began mobilizing against COVID-19. Now, some voters also disapproved of two other statewide officials. That's Lieutenant Dan Patrick and Attorney General Ken Paxton. All three politicians have been critical in enacting Republican priorities during this legislative session. Under their leadership, the Texas legislature passed controversial laws, including constitutional carry, voting restrictions, and a virtual ban on abortions. You can read more about this story right now on KSAT.com. Mark and Stephanie.
Thank you, Sarah. A new report has just been released detailing decades of sexual abuse within the French Catholic Church, and the numbers are staggering. According to that report, as many as 3,200 pedophile clergymen abused an estimated 216,000 minors over the past 70 years. Jean-Marc Sauvé, president of the Independent Commission into the Sexual Abuse in the French Catholic Church, said that the abuse of minors within the church accounts to close to 4% of all sexual violence that has taken place in France since World War II. Now to the news on details of a massive outage around the globe affecting some 3 billion people on social media. We're learning more about what caused Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp to go down for hours on Monday.
All of this happening as Facebook comes under intense scrutiny, accused of inciting violence leading up to January's attack on the U.S. Capitol. Today, the whistleblower making those claims is scheduled to testify on Capitol Hill. ABC's Mona Kassar Abdi has more.
A crippling outage at Facebook is highlighting our dependence on the social media giant as lawmakers on Capitol Hill today prepare to scrutinize the company's immense power.
None of it works, and that's pretty unusual for a company of this scale.
Users were unable to access Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp for more than 6 hours Monday, causing chaos for people who conduct business on the Facebook-owned apps. The outage could cost the company more than $70 million. On Wall Street, Facebook stocks falling 5% in just a few hours, personally costing CEO Mark Zuckerberg more than $6 billion. As Facebook came back online last night, Zuckerberg posted, quote, "Sorry for the disruption. I know how much you rely on our services to stay connected with the people you care about." This all coming as a former Facebook manager testifies before a Senate committee today. Whistleblower Frances Haugen admits leaking thousands of pages of internal documents. She says Facebook's own research shows the company amplifies hate and spreads misinformation and political unrest for profit.
Facebook has realized that if they change the algorithm to be safer, people will spend less time on the site, they'll click on less ads, they'll make less money.
In her opening remarks, Haugen will reportedly tell senators, quote, "Almost no one outside of Facebook knows what happens inside Facebook."
This whistleblower is one gutsy, smart, strong woman.
Haugen's testimony and Monday's Facebook outage have not been linked. Facebook says no user data was compromised during this disruption. Mona Kassar Abdi, ABC News, New York.
The Biden administration is reversing a ban on abortion referrals by federally funded family planning clinics. The action by the Department of Health and Human Services lifts a Trump-era restriction. Groups representing the clinics say they hope the rule reversal leads to the return of some 1,300 service providers that left the program to protest the Trump administration's policy. The clinics say they provide birth control and basic health care mainly to low-income women.
This morning, the U.S. starting to turn the corner on the coronavirus pandemic with hospitalizations and new cases trending down. However, kids are still making up a quarter of all new cases. Right now, records show the daily death toll stands at about 1,500, which is still nearly 8 times higher than in mid-July. Meanwhile, more vaccine mandates are kicking in across the country. The Pentagon has announced all of its civilian employees must be fully vaccinated by mid-November.
Southwest Airlines is joining the list of air carriers who are mandating the COVID-19 vaccine for employees. The airline is giving employees until December 8th to be fully vaccinated. Southwest joins United Airlines, American Airlines, JetBlue, and Alaska Airlines in complying with the Biden administration's order. Delta Airlines is now the last of the major carriers to not require employee vaccinations. Local nurses and other healthcare heroes are still needed. Baptist Health System putting out an urgent call to fill positions at 2 of its hospitals in San Antonio. The first hiring event happening today at Northeast Baptist Hospital. The event will take place from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Along with registered nurses, there's also need for respiratory therapists and pharmacy and lab techs. Baptist is offering up to $25,000 for a sign-on bonus for registered nurses. Other bonuses are available for other positions. The next hiring event will take place October 12th at Mission Trail Baptist Hospital. A notable NASCAR victory. Bubba Wallace has become just the second African-American driver to win a NASCAR Cup Series race. He was declared the winner when the rain stopped a playoff race at Talladega Superspeedway in Alabama yesterday. Wallace is now the first African-American driver to win at the top level of the elite stock car series since Wendell Scott back in 1963. We've got more about this story posted for you over on KSAT.com.
And time now, it's about 6:40 and it's about 62 degrees.
Still ahead on GMSA, a look at the Roll Tamales play in Hispanic heritage.
And welcome back at 6:43. Hispanic heritage has always been huge in South Texas. People celebrating Hispanic history, culture, and food.
And that includes tamales. They come in all shapes and sizes, but it's the meaning behind them that remind people of their roots.
GMSA producer Rosalind Jimenez explains.
In South Texas, tamales are more than just food. They're tradition.
Delicious Tamales has been around a long time. I've been running this company for 41 years.
Whether you make them with a corn husk or banana leaf, for many families, the process is an event in itself. You gather with your loved ones and bond over the tradition passed down for generations.
Growing up, it was a way of life. You learn from the ground up, cutting the foil, washing the corn husk, the smaller tasks.
Now, Erlinda Lopez Wood, the vice president of Delicious Tamales, says it's not just a Hispanic tradition, but a San Antonio one.
As the times have changed, we see all kinds of cultures come through. We have, African American, Caucasian, Hispanics, people from all walks of life.
But her mother and the owner of the business, Valerie, says making them can be very time consuming.
A lot of people cannot do the tamales at home anymore the way it's the old-fashioned way. We all would get together for the Christmas holidays.
Delicious Tamales has a total of 7 locations and makes anywhere between 3,000 and 4,000 dozens a day. They are sold to restaurants, made for special events, and sold to the everyday customer. And right now is when they start prepping for the busy holiday season.
In order for us to have enough inventory, we start now in late August, early September, producing at such a large scale to have enough, because we have 13 different styles.
Though it takes a lot of hard work and dedication, Erlinda says,
if it's a labor of love, it doesn't feel as hard.
Rosalind Jimenez, KSAT 12 News.
Yes, and we just ran that in the breakfast hour.
I know. Makes us even hungrier.
Oh, man. 6:45 on your Tuesday morning.
Let's go ahead and check back with Stephen Cavazos.
You know what my mom used to do when we had those leftover tamales? She would put them on the stove and we'd just kind of fry it, and it'd be like breakfast the next day. It's perfect.
Ooh, that sounds good, too.
Sounds
Any
very
time
good.
of the day. So, but as we take a look though outside, things are shaping up to be pretty nice. 410 at West Cherry, we saw or Cherry Ridge, that is. We did see a little bit of a buildup in traffic in that area, but 37, 1604, things are running pretty smoothly so far. Traffic light in some areas, but picking up there, a 410 at Jackson Keller. We did have a major crash out there off 35 in Eisenhower a little bit earlier throughout the morning that was causing some big delays, but thankfully that has since cleared out. So just a few issues out there in the highways that you need to be aware of. We have this stall that's been listed there on the TxDOT website off Loop 410 southbound at I-10. We are seeing, though, a little bit of a buildup there in those northbound lanes. We're going to continue to watch that, but typically around this time is when we start to see some of those slowdowns. But while the issues are still quiet, just another quick reminder here that utility work will be going on for 2 weeks there in the eastbound lanes of Hosman Road from Loop 1604 to Kyle Seal. Again, this is a 2-week project, but should be wrapping up on October 18th. So make sure that you are planning accordingly, but thankfully traffic will be detoured to Kyle Seal Parkway to access West Hosman Road. But taking a look right now from this map, we are seeing another buildup of traffic there in those eastbound lanes of 1604. So again, that is pretty typical, but it could mean that we're shaping up for a pretty busy morning rush hour. One big look here at the map, though, does show a few crashes off the highway. These aren't impacting anyone's direct drive time right now, but of course, we're going to continue to watch those crashes closely, as well as the roads here in town. Thankfully, things have been shaping up, though, to look nice, but possibly a little bit busier when we see those buildup of the traffic there, guys.
Thank you, Stephen. Oh my goodness, I love Halloween.
Oh, no, back to the tamales.
Oh yes, you're still hungry.
Well, no, you were talking about breakfast.
Yeah.
Why not just cut them up and mix them with some scrambled eggs?
Oh, that's a good idea. Some salsa verde. I like a little bit of spice.
And then throw a little extra chorizo in there.
Oh,
just for posterity.
Look at the power of positive thinking happening right here.
I like all of these ideas.
Yeah. So this KSAT Connect picture, we admit we did a double take.
I know.
Cool. It's cool though.
I just wanted to double check because there are some memes out there. Anyway, but that's great. I love it. So.
Couples
yoga.
Couples yoga. How cute.
That's
And
I
then
love that one.
Jack Skellington there in the background by the door.
Oh, yeah, way back there.
Love that.
Thank you. I didn't know the name of that one. So.
Yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Never seen that movie.
Love it.
Wow.
One of my favorites.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good one.
Okay, talk about beautiful. Look at how gorgeous that sunrise. Sun's not coming up until about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes, right around 7:30, but we're already starting to see the glow, and obviously it is going to be spectacular out there. 54 Bernie Stage Comfort, 55 Bulverde, and 63 up the road at Canyon Lake. Just a fantastic morning, and we've got that low humidity out there, and that's why we're going to have the great sunrise. Beautiful sunset as well, and pretty much the rest of the week. In case you miss it this morning, if you sleep through it, we're going to have great sunrises every day this week. And satellite picture, there's nothing really going on out there, and around the country, there's not really a heck of a lot going on. Got some rain off to the east of us, and actually the system which is producing that is helping us to have such beautiful weather on the back side of it. There is some rain well out there in the southwest United States, but that's not really having too much of or going to affect us at all. Here's the long-range computer model, and yeah, nothing going on out there for the next couple of days. Really hardly any clouds at all. I mean, there may be just one or two of them here or there. Then by Sunday, we are going to see a couple more clouds. The humidity is going to come back in here over the weekend, and then late Sunday, early Monday. And again, this is that broad brush computer model, so it's not like everybody's going to be seeing rain, but there is going to be a chance for a little disturbance to come through here. A couple of showers late Sunday into Monday. A few extra clouds hanging around here Monday, and perhaps a leftover sprinkle then by Tuesday. And once again, the low off to the east of us producing that rain on the back side of it, that's what's keeping us in this nice northerly flow, and that's going to remain the case. This picture really won't change over the next couple of days, so that just means this great weather continues for the next few days. We are going to be up to 85 degrees at noon, which is about the normal high temperature. High today up to 90, so we will be about 4 or 5 above normal. Low temperatures on the cool side of normal, high temperatures on the warm side of the respective normals. Same thing tomorrow. Actually, tomorrow may be a little bit cooler around here, down to 57 degrees and plenty of sunshine. I mean, just a gorgeous, gorgeous forecast, and a couple of extra clouds over the weekend, more humidity, maybe even a couple of showers late Sunday into Monday. Still thinking about tamales.
We are too.
I love all the different recipes that you can come up with that.
There are so many options now.
Great
I just never thought that they made, I guess because there are so many that go out the door of the holidays, it makes sense that they would have to start over a month in advance.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
No kidding.
And the ones that are just, if you're not wearing it, that's, yeah.
If Mike was a Labrador, he'd be slobbering right now. 650, about 62 degrees.
It's a piece of Mexican culture that had been covered up for more than a decade. I'm Katrina Weber. I'll give you a look at it tomorrow on GMSA.
San Antonio Spurs basketball has returned. Last night, the Silver and Black hosted the Utah Jazz in their preseason opener. Spurs win it 111-85. Next up, the Spurs will take on the Pistons in Detroit. That game is set for tomorrow night at 6.
And taking a look outside with live cam this morning, we're starting off at a nice, cool 62 degrees. And look at that beautiful sky out there. We'll be right back.
Many times language is reflective of culture, and culture is always changing due to societal norms. This evolution affects the way we speak and in some cases, how we identify.
In the case of Hispanics and Latinos, there's a term that continues to bring up a lot of discussion, and that's Latinx. Coming up today on GMSA at 9, Alicia Beretta joins us live in the studio to break down what the term means and why some scholars of Mexican American studies say it's here to stay.
Well, the sun is working on its way up. Let's see what's going down with traffic. Here's Steven.
Well, things are rolling. Things are looking pretty good right now. Mark and Steph, US 90 at 36 just from these shots at TransGuide, though. Few vehicles out there, traffic light in some areas, but it looks like things are getting very busy according to our map. Right now, we do have a crash that was detected off Loop 410 eastbound at I-35, but not too far from there. We do have a stalled vehicle over there off Loop 410 southbound at I-10, but seeing that buildup in the northbound lanes. But as we take a wider look at this map, a few crashes have popped up, some of them off of the freeway there, but we do need to talk to our friends at TransGuide to confirm that these crashes are happening and make sure that, find out how that's going to be impacting that morning drive time. But one last look, things are moving from these shots at TransGuide, but we'll have all the updates throughout the morning. Here's Mike.
Okay, is this the orangest we've seen a sunrise in a long time? That is just fantastic there along the horizon. 62 in town. Grab a light jacket out in the hill country, mid 50s right now. And we're going to be to 90 later on today. Lots of sunshine out there, low humidity. Same thing the rest of the week. A little more humidity coming in here this weekend. But once again, back to this picture. You could just look at that all day long.
Oh, and it's getting better by the minute.
I know.
Gorgeous.
Low humidity.
Really
It's nice. Open up the windows this morning.
I was just looking for the rest of the show, and our tablets were done.
It went by quick
flew
today.
this morning.
Yes, it did.
Time
Thanks
for
for
tamales
joining
and
us.
scrambled eggs.
That's
there
right.
you go.